Welcome to the Light Cellar Podcast, brought to you by Light Cellar, a place where you can learn to find and craft your own food and medicine. In this interview series, you will meet a range of characters in the health and wellness space that are bringing light to your everyday. You'll hear from a number of different experts on a wide variety of topics. We have several different series within the podcast, including our Wild Wisdom and Storytelling with Blaine Andrusic, the Rays of Light, inspiring wellness in the community, plus solo casts, Q&As, and other topics for you to enjoy. You can find this as a video version, as well as the audio on any of your favorite platforms. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody you know who will benefit. You can also shop online at lightcellar.ca. Hello, welcome to another edition of the Herbal Highlights with Angela Bewick.
And Malcolm Saunders.
Yeah.
So funny listening to. Who's who? Who's who at the zoo? That's us.
There we are. Cool. Well, did you have a good holiday season? I know we're kind of midway through it.
We're midway through it. This is the Kwanzaa week.
Yeah.
Celebration of friends and family.
There we are.
The in-between days. I had a wonderful holiday.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
No, it's been great. Yeah.
You guys got outside a lot.
Oh, every day. Yeah. The weather's been awesome, but even if it was, minus 40, I'd still be out.
Yep. There's no bad weather.
There is no bad weather. It's just allowing us to stay out even longer and do all the things. Mm-hmm. And not really a lot of foraging, but definitely always herbs are a part of my everyday. So I was going to ask you, what herbs did you use? Because usually these herbal highlights, what are the highlights of our week, right?
Yeah.
Like what was coming up? And I'm sure you were learning about herbs. You were taking herbs.
I was taking herbs, definitely. I always have a formula that Colleen made for me. It's a custom formula.
Yeah.
So I always take that one. But this week for sure was about the culinary herbs because
of course.
We made a turkey. We do a traditional turkey dinner. And I brined the turkey, which I learned from our chef here at the Light Cellar, Alex Hamilton. He made us a delicious turkey, and he brined it. So I brined the turkey and put a ton of fresh herbs in that brining sauce.
Nice.
So, and the turkey was amazing.
And was it a cider brine or a saltwater brine or all the above?
Salt, cider, apple cider vinegar, and sugar.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then a whole bunch of herbs.
Yeah.
So all of the traditional, what you would think of with a poultry herb blend.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. So that was a big one for us. Lots of herbal teas.
Yeah.
Not so much medicinal concentration of herbs, but lots of deliciousness. How about you?
Cool. Well, I just love black tea. So I've been on a black tea kick for months and months now.
Do you have a favorite variety?
I'm slowly learning that. Yes. Assam.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the black, actually my favorite one that I've come across, and I've tried lots all over different places, is the Ancient Forest black tea that we sell here.
That we have here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not only is it so cool, the story, this is old growth tea plants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where is it from?
From China.
Okay.
Yeah, particular part of China. It's this ancient ecosystem where these really, really old tea plants grow, and they pick the tea leaves from.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll enjoy that. And then, every once in a while I like to chai it up,
Yeah.
Throw the spices in there too.
And so same tea?
Yeah.
Will you use that same tea?
Yeah, and then I'll add our cordyceps chai powder.
Yeah.
That doesn't come with the black tea. It's just base. If you don't want the black tea, you can just get all the chai flavor and add that. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that, I mean, I've, so far haven't been sick this year. But it's going around, so I've been
it's definitely going around.
A little bit of elderberry, blackcurrant, things like that. Just kind of keeping the system topped up as we visit with families, eat more than usual and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's not hard for you. I always make fun of Malcolm because he never seems to eat, but he does eat.
It's true. Yeah,
he does.
It's
he just does it secretly when no one's watching.
Yeah, it's feast and famine.
That's right. Yeah.
I can go long stretches without eating for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
And the herbs help for that.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes
That's
just
true.
tea,
And we
right?
do have a lot of very nutrient dense drinks in the elixirs. So
Yeah.
there is a lot to be gained from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so here we are. We're into the week. I know you've been working on some blends.
This week I really focused. First of all, it was a full moon week.
That's right.
So I think it's a great time to make tinctures, to start tinctures. And second of all, our amazing repack boys are off this week. So I thought, I'm not going to send them more stuff. I'm just going to make more stuff.
Make more stuff.
So that's what we did this week for sure.
Yeah, right on.
And this one was the Super Tomcat blend that we make, because I was told that the men get very upset if they run out of Super Tomcat.
It is so popular, which
it is.
It's not winning hearts by taste, I can tell you that much.
It is not a good tasting tincture.
It is so intense, although I do have a neighbor who loves it, and for him the taste is a part of the experience. Like it is literally one of the most bitter flavors, like intense, that just lingers too. Like it hits you, and then it just like keeps on going, you know, like it's like, wow, when is that bitterness going to leave? But for him, like as part of his cold shower, workout kind of routine, he'll have that, and he goes like, yeah, like that bitter just kind of,
I think the taste of medicine is part of the medicine.
Totally.
And you may find that the more your body needs a medicine, the more the taste is appealing to you, or you might crave it because it's something that your body's calling for and it knows about. So it's bring it on. But it's very popular. So
that's primarily from the Tomcat, and with the Super Tomcat we're actually starting with an extract that will further extract, or essentially we're just putting it in liquid solution. We do have a Tomcat that we extract ourselves, just kind of the regular Tomcat. I mean, that is like powerful enough, just the root pieces that we get. But this one, we start with the Tomcat extract. It's already like 100 to 1 or something like that. Like it's very potent.
For those of you who don't know what Tomcat is, it's TONGKAT. Not Tomcat, which is what I thought it was when I first heard it.
Well, there's
because
another,
it turns you into
a bit
of a Tomcat.
It's true. It actually, Dragon Herbs, they have a product they call Tomcat with Tomcat in it.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a wonderful herb.
Yeah.
For men and women as well, because we also need to support our testosterone levels. The blend.
So we got the Super Tomcat with the Tomcat extract. And then pine pollen.
Pine pollen,
another
right here, which we just started a little
kind of
tincture
premier, men's herb, again, women's herb. Another one incredible for kind of energy, physical vitality, and also
zinc,
nutrients. Yes, is the black ant.
Black mountain ant, which
the herb of kings.
As I was making this, our Braden in the kitchen said, "Do you think those ants had any idea what was going to happen to them when they were living their life?" No.
Right. Yeah.
No. So we blessed this one because that's
a whole lot of ants.
That's a whole lot of ants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very kind. And then this one, the pronunciation of this herb is always up for debate. I say Hoshiwu, you say
Heishuwu, or Hoshiwu. Heishuwu, Hoshiwu.
Any Cantonese Mandarin is terrible.
Yeah, translates as old man Wu, isn't it? Or Mr. Wu's black hair.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Something about the black hair, because it was...
There's a legend around
There was a legend that he took this herb and his silver hair
went black.
Turned back to black. So longevity, any of the black foods are amazing for this time of year, because this is kidney and traditional Chinese medicine, kidney bladder season, and the kidneys are the sort of seat of Jing, and the black foods really nourish that. So black sesame is another more common. What else? What other black?
Have you ever had black tahini?
Black tea, I have not had
tahini.
black tahini.
Right, okay, yeah, black tea.
Black tea would be another one. Black tahini, so made with black sesame seeds.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
It's strong.
I might have to do a small batch of that.
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
sounds
cool.
like a concentrated paste.
Yeah,
you'd almost
yeah.
use.
No, definitely.
But yeah.
Yeah, black miso, all the good black foods.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, reason we wanted to bring up blends was to kind of talk about that. I'm sure it's been asked before, but if it hasn't, well, here's the answer.
For the question that you may have never known you wanted to ask.
That's right. When making a blend, do you blend everything together and make it, first, or keep everything separate and blend at the end? And the answer is?
Depends.
Depends.
There's no wrong ways to do things. We do it separately for the most part. I suppose there are times that you'd put them together.
9.5 times out of 10, like when you did the longevity
Yes,
blend.
that one was a full blend because we used a tea that was already made.
Yeah.
The formula for the tea was already set out, so it was easy to do that.
And like 8 or 9 different herbs, in that sense. And
sometimes though we use herbs for maybe two different blends. So
right. Yeah.
it is a little bit more flexible
Yeah.
to do them individually and then blend them
Yeah.
according to.
Totally. So a lot of the pine and the spruce and all of its components are often done individually and then brought together in the case of the wellness tonic we were talking about. And then sometimes I think it's better actually to do things separately so you can really give the attention that particular herb needs.
Yes.
Okay, this temperature of water, this percentage of alcohol, this length of time. Now you can really dial that in.
And these are different, right? Because we've got one herb, the Hoshiwu, is pieces. So whereas the ant and the pine pollen are powders.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit, as you were saying, a little bit of different needs in terms of how to extract the medicine out of it.
Yeah, totally. So that's all something, one can think of if you're crafting your own herbal medicines and doing blends. Plus, it's really fun, if you've got the space and you've got the jars and all that stuff, equipment to it's just apothecary, right? With just all these individual herbs, and then you really feel very witchy and alchemical when you're mixing them together.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you can tweak it too, right? Most of the time we have our formulas down.
But sometimes
ratios.
it tastes like the Wild Wellness is. It's going to be different. There's going to be things that taste a little different.
And what did we do for that one? It was a little bit more rose hip. Just needs more rose hip, and we had it. It was separate. We can add it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm moving towards team tincture separately.
Yeah.
With some exceptions.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And herbal word of the week.
Herbal word of the week. Styptic.
Styptic. All right. So this is the part of the show where
this is the part of the show where we start dancing and spelling bees.
Yeah. I mean, you and I were coming across all these herbal words in textbooks or things we're writing or whatever of just sometimes they're new to me. Other times they're I bet you nobody knows what this is or is rarely or
never uses it.
Yeah. Or full deep definition, that kind of thing. So styptic is the one that you brought up.
Yeah, we had someone in store who had a bloody nose. Right. And so this is, the nasal sinus cavity is so vascular, full of... vascularized. So much blood. As you know, if you've ever had a kid or a bloody nose, there's just bited tongue or bited cheek. There's just so much blood, but it usually heals up quite quickly. But this bleeding nose was not healing up very quickly. So I was okay, we need a styptic herb.
Right.
That's why that's our word for the day.
Stick that styptic up your nose.
Stick it up. So you can, probably the most common styptic herb is yarrow.
Yeah.
Usually the leaf, I think, but maybe the flowers to a degree too.
Yeah.
And if you were out in the field, you would do probably a spit poultice with your own spit, because it's always best to put your own spit up your nose than depends on what you're into. But you just chew on the leaf flower and kind of it's a little bit awkward, I would say, up the nose, but
yeah, but it works though.
Do you have some experience with it?
Well, when it's fresh, it's actually quite gentle.
Oh, okay.
So Laura tells me, so my wife Laura, when she grew up, used to get crazy nosebleeds, and some of it were actually allergy induced.
Yeah.
So they figured out that she was allergic to cream of tartar, which is made with a grape skin extract, and that would cause her nose to bleed.
Wow.
Like profusely, to the point where like her parents would have to take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then she heard about the styptic, yarrow, and then they just relied on yarrow. But unfortunately, it was not the nice, like, fresh stuff that we were going out and picking in the field. It was like, you know, from the bulk herb bin that was all the dried. And so she'd have all these, like, dried leaves shoved up her nose.
And then just be, like, sneezing.
Yeah. It worked. I mean, it was better than a trip to the hospital. And
Yeah.
then they actually discovered that the tincture did the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was... It seems like almost every day I'm here, I'm like, oh, we don't have a tincture for that. We don't have an in-house yarrow tincture.
That's true. Do we even carry the harmonic arts yarrow?
I don't remember.
We might. Yeah.
So, because this is what I wanted to do for this person who had the nosebleed, was I was like, even some yarrow essential oil, which we might actually have.
Might have that, yeah.
But to do something like that where you have a cut, always you want to make sure bleeding is really good. It's a really important cleansing mechanism of the body.
It's like inflammation.
Yeah,
you know, like,
exactly. But you always want to keep it balanced because we have a finite amount of blood in us. So I was trying to think of like how to, you know, apply this.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll go see if we have some tincture, because that's a handy thing to have in your first aid kit if you have a natural first aid kit, which I know you're going to talk to Blaine about that in the future.
Yeah.
And it's a handy thing to have, some sort of essential oil or yeah.
Cool. Well, that was a good chat this week.
Yeah.
Styptic. Yeah.
Go find some more styptics out in the world.
Individual herbs while blending, and a little holiday recap. So, yeah.
Look forward to talking to you in 2024. Can you believe 2024?
Yeah, right on. So whenever you're watching this, hope you had a good holiday season. Maybe it's already the new year. Hope you're well into what's going to be a great, fantastic new year for you. Hope you're going to bring in the good herbs into your life in all the ways that you can. And thanks for the chat.
Thanks, Malcolm. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to give us a like, share this with someone you know who would benefit, and subscribe so you're up to date with all the new episodes coming out. You can shop online at lightseller.ca, as well as visit us in the heart of Bowness in Calgary, Alberta.